for,
That is for Zenith.
just for the 2 invoices?
Well, Russ goes here a lot. I add a lot of theirs together. So we had a water leak here. We had a toilet here.
And the water
We
leak
had
at Sibley.
a water leak at Sibley. We had, the Zenith water leaks, and we had a toilet at Zenith. And we had another apartment flood at the townhomes, or at the Vermillion Homes, and we had,
Yeah, and at the top.
and in the townhomes.
Wow.
So, yes, BJ is like an employee.
You can see, and I know he does good
So,
work.
well,
I
and
know,
it's
I
nice
do.
because he answers. He's here
Yes.
immediately. Him and I spent an hour here together Sunday night, so with his kids, so he's dependable, which I
Yes, he
need.
is. Okay, and then I have the Zone 3 gardens.
Yep,
Is this landscape for just this spot,
all the buildings.
all the buildings?
Yep.
Okay. And then, just the League of Minnesota Cities Workman's Comp.
Yep, that's our workman's comp insurance.
Okay. Is this just an annual?
Yep.
Annual. Okay. All in favor of accepting the bills?
Aye.
Moves forward. Director's report.
Alright, we're gonna, Pioneer, we have one vacant apartment, we're in the process of renting, this is the easy building. Zenith, Sam, one vacant, we're just waiting for the renter to come in and sign the paperwork, and that one will be full. Vermillion Homes, yep, we have quite a few vacant down there, as we know. Do we wanna go through all this now? Okay, so 429, so the only one that insurance is gonna look at is 427. They came in, I'm waiting for the report back on, what it will do, what they're willing to do to fix 427. 429, Range Carpet's gonna look at today and give me an estimate to see what it would cost to tear out all the flooring in that whole apartment and put down new flooring, and most of our issues are on the flooring in that building, or in that apartment, so I should know today an estimate for that one. 425, we have to jackhammer up the concrete, waiting for an estimate from BJ on that. He was supposed to get that to me this weekend, but instead we spent other time here bonding.
Is
So
that the one that's plugged up?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep, so that one, he needs to come and look at. 419 is vacant, they just moved out. Waiting to re-rent them to see if we have to shuffle anybody out of the other town, out of the other Vermillion Homes into that one. Well, cause it's a good one at the moment. 411 is the really bad one. I have NTS coming on Thursday to do a test on the mold. Once they do that, that's gonna cost $1,271.50, but in order to move forward, we had to do it. So we're gonna go with them, they're gonna come Thursday, they're gonna test it, then depending on what they find, Service Master will be here shortly after. They have us on the schedule for ASAP, but they're also sending all of their staff to Florida at the moment, so they're gonna try to hold a couple back. And then on Monday at 1, I meet with Ryan from Whiteseth, he's our architect. We're gonna go over what we need to do in the future to prevent these issues, starting with like bathroom exhaust fans, looking through to see what possibilities we have to do any sort of ventilation systems, HVAC systems in the, because he said the same thing, the biggest issue is that there's no airflow in them other than the windows, and so we're gonna look at that. There is a vapor barrier, we did check that, I checked with them yesterday, I spent a long time on the phone with both of our architects, so that'll be Monday afternoon that we meet to go through 411, figure out the status of that one. 405 is vacant, they just moved out on the 30th of September. And 401 is the other one that we had issues in, and we are waiting to see They're talking about possibly moving as well, so we're waiting to see if they move or not, otherwise we plan to move them into either 405 or 419, cause it's the same amount of bedrooms, and then we can get in there and figure out what's going on in that one as well.
I have a question, going through the documents, and the report stated that the soil, that the dampness or the causing coming up through the floor, and I'm wondering if the architect's going to look at,
The architects kinda kiboshed that with the vapor barrier. They said that other than just the basic condensation, said that no, that's not, they don't see that being the problem. Just by looking at the drawings and stuff that they have of, the building. And they said the same thing, they're extremely well built, they're good buildings. He said he wouldn't be in any hurry to tear them down. So I think we'll go through this process, we'll get as many estimates as we can, see what we need to do with the balance. And they fully understand that I don't wanna spend my whole 5-year budget on just that section and let the other 3 buildings go for 5 years, cause then we're really gonna be in trouble. So yeah, I think we'll, see what they have to say when they come up, and that's what Ryan said too yesterday, that once he gets here on Monday, he'll have a much better idea. And he said it might be too that we do some landscaping and some grade work around 411 and try to get that water to run not directly so close to there. But he said once he comes up, we'll have a better idea and more to talk about after that.
okay,
I'd like to commend you and your staff, not just for addressing this, but trying to resolve it. I've been on this board for about 14 years, and these problems didn't manifest in the last year. They've been going on for a long time.
I agree.
Yeah, I agree too, she got the ventilation fixed.
I waited
I
till you
was
moved out
here.
first.
Yeah, 7 years I bitched about that ventilation, she had it done in a day.
Good for you. Oh,
Excellent job.
but
It's not easy. I've been in construction a long time.
And that's what the architect said yesterday, that like, to look at taking them down and trying to rebuild something that like isn't gonna be financially feasible either, so we'll just see what some of these estimates come back at, and I'll work with Krista Grubb and see what kind of financing we can get through the Fed side of things and see where it leaves us with our budget. But I also do have I think 3 inquiries out to do a physical needs assessment, waiting to get an estimate back. She recommends we do that, then that'll give us kind of like a 10 to 15 year plan as to what needs to be fixed in all of the properties. So we can that'll help formulate our budget too, to see where our priorities need to go. So I think the last one I saw done was in 2014. And a lot of the stuff on there hasn't been done yet. So she said to have it done again, just cause the price of everything is gonna have changed drastically, so
I'm sure it went down.
I guarantee it did. Mhm. Yeah, so that's the Vermillion Homes. Sibley,
I have a question on that.
yeah,
Looking at Ms. Grubb's report here, sentence number 6, has the board talked to the city for an answer to why they need to service the sewer pipe weekly? Now, I didn't notice anything in the insurance documents that said anything about the city and sewer pipes.
so there is a manhole right outside of 427 that
I
they
saw that.
service every Friday. And they have told the maintenance guys that there's tree roots or something in there that they have to, so they come and jet it every Friday. My guess is, I don't know what happens if they forget a Friday, or they don't make it.
Whose responsibility is this, the city or ours?
City.
city,
So what do we have to do to get them off their butt and fix it?
we need to talk to Harold. Bring it up to Harold. And he'll then direct us.
go in there and grind it up?
I'm not climbing in there to see where it's at.
No,
But,
they,
they have cameras, like colonoscopies, you know?
yeah, there's special
That is
machines.
above my pay grade. So I'm gonna let someone else do that.
There's special machines that got teeth on the end of them and they just.
Right, like a
But,
big snake.
yep,
Yeah, we'll talk to her.
yep, so that's been,
Alright,
that's all that I know about that one.
Okay. Thank you. Okay.
All right, Sibley, we have one vacancy currently. The handicap accessible door, that's also under old business, we'll talk about it now though. I had Mauro go ahead and order those for the inside and the outside to get those in working order. He said anywhere from 2 weeks to a month, depending on the back order. Those would be in and he'd be able to install them, so we're just waiting on that.
Are they, is this for the 9,000?
Mhm.
And will they look like the doors that we have now?
It's going to be the same doors, the only thing we're changing is the motors,
The motor?
the handicap motors, so it'll be the exact same doors, we're just changing out the handicap motors. And then he, yes, is gonna make it so that only we can adjust them
Yeah,
to hold open or so.
he told us about the switch that you can deactivate and
Yeah.
move it somewhere else altogether,
okay.
so
Yeah.
hopefully with that.
We'll solve the problem, I
Yes.
guess.
Well, I went out in the middle of the night to watch the Northern Lights, and that front door wasn't locked at all.
Nope, it doesn't anymore.
Oh, okay. I usually don't go out in the middle of the night. so-
Yep, no, we know about that too, so all of this should get changed once, should change back to the way it was,
So they
once we
put new
get,
doors in?
no, just the,
Mechanism.
just the mechanisms are getting changed out for now. The water heater, we did that one.
Yeah. I
We,
just
yep.
did it.
So that one's done, we put both water heaters on separate circuits so that they don't both fry at the same time, like they did last time. Well, that was the other thing we had Rusco here for, was when we fried both water heaters in that power surge. So he was up doing that. So those are done there, we still have to do them at Zenith and here. And then the elevator door is done, that did not go quite as planned, it lasted an extra day or two. But that one cost, I put that in there too, I think the bill for that was about 35,000. But it's done, it's operational, it's been, inspected by the state, so it's good to go.
Is there any opportunity to just get a bid on cleaning up the interior, doing a new interior
Of the elevator?
of the elevators?
I can talk to Peter the next time he comes up.
Would you please?
Mhm.
Because it really could use some updating.
Mhm. Mhm. And then, so we did a little cleanup on our waiting list for both public housing and the Northwoods townhomes. They hadn't been visited since 2017. So we had an excessive amount of people on both, but not all of them even remembered putting an application in. So I believe we were down to 9 on the waiting list currently for public housing and 12 on the Vermillion homes. And then we went from like 67 on the townhomes down to 54. Actually 55, I think we added one more this morning
Yeah.
onto the wait list for the
Wow.
townhomes.
Yeah.
So that took some time and not everybody was extremely happy, but we consolidated the townhomes waiting list just to one. It used to be done by who wants a 1-bedroom and who wants a 2-bedroom, and then there was a column of people who didn't care what they wanted, and we just, I don't know how they got thrown in the mix. So we just went and put everybody on one list, and when an apartment's available, it gets offered to you. And you can take it, and if you deny it, you go to the bottom of the list. So we wrote that out in black and white, had everybody sign off on it. That's currently on the waiting list, so they know that's how it's gonna go. And we took some off the waiting list. But, so, yeah, we're still currently at 54. 55. Yeah, that's the current update on that. And then, committee reports, or you wanna finish old unfinished business?
He might as well continue.
Okay.
Okay. Lindsay is finished except for the back door. There was an email sent out on Friday from Jeff, one of the bosses at Lindsay, to the architect, stating that the architect may have messed up on something and it's gonna cost additional money. Corey informed me yesterday that that was not the case, that he would be talking with them today. He did not. They're using the old mechanisms off the old door, so we said there's no reason that it should cost us any more money to have that door switched out. So we are working on that. When Lindsay first came in that's the other thing that we need to do here, none of the breakers are labeled in the box. So when Lindsay needed to shut power off to that door, they just flipped all the breakers until the power went off to that door, which then took us out of internet and computers for the full day. Which resulted in Midco coming and Custom Theater coming, because it took all of our security cameras offline, and then we had to have Wolves come to get everything back up and running, so that was a disaster. So we do need to figure out a way to get that box labeled in there, so that we know what the breakers are for. So once, Lindsay does not have a date set up to finish that door project, so we'll see. I know that they keep saying that they're extremely short-staffed, so I don't know when they will come back up to finish that last door. And then after that, they should be done and out of here. And then Mara ordered the parts for the Sibley door. Then we have to do the water heaters yet. H&S did the ones up there, so they can come and do the ones at Zenith and at Pioneer, and put those on separate circuits so that we don't keep frying everything at once. We wrote up that new smoke detector policy that was at the last meeting. That comment period ends on the 14th, and then we are going to schedule dates for each building. We're gonna go through to each room and check everybody's smoke detectors, make sure they're plugged into the wall, make sure everything is functioning properly, and then everybody will sign the new smoke detector policy. And then after that, hopefully we have that in order, along with the smoke detector policy. Since May, I think the fire department has came to our properties 12 times, between here and Sibley. So we're gonna have to do some education, I think, with some of the tenants, with all the tenants on cooking and the smoke detectors. The biggest issue is that if they burn food in their apartment, they have it under control, but they wanna ventilate their apartment, so they open the door to the hallway. Well, as soon as you open the door to the hallway, it sets the whole building into alarm, and then the fire department automatically has to come. So it's just a matter of, if you burn food, keep the door to your apartment shut, let your smoke alarm sound in your room. That will not activate the whole building, and you gotta ventilate your own room. Obviously, if it is a fire call, but, it'll work as it should, but, yeah, it's been very excessive in the last couple of weeks to all of the buildings. And I will say 90% of them is just burnt food that they open up the door and then put the whole building into alarm.
Well, I think it's a natural response, because you're closer to the door than you are the window,
Mm-hmm.
and so it's like.
Yep, right.
I can see why they're doing it.
Right,
But-
and I don't think I think everybody knew that the smoke alarm, that the alarm system, how it operates, but I don't think they fully understand that a building will not go into alarm based upon the smoke detector in your room.
Right.
It will only go into alarm once you open your door and that smoke head that's connected to the alarm system is activated. So, just some different things that we need to discuss.
That's one way to get your repair calls up.
Yeah.
Toast. It was
Exactly.
toast.
Exactly. And then, yes, we have the new gutters on a couple of the townhomes. They say that those are working great, that they haven't had any dampness inside since then. So we will just keep an eye on that and see who else needs it. If we get any other complaints of moisture in between the townhomes, then we'll look at adding more gutters. For now, these were the two major ones that needed it. And then the guys did go around and do boiler checks in all the townhomes, and also wrote down all the dates of all the water heaters that we have in there, and who has expansion tanks and who doesn't, cause that's a new code that they all need expansion tanks, so now they know which ones that they have to go into and add expansion tanks and the dates of all the water heaters in the townhomes. And they said that all of the boilers checked out fine for the townhomes as well, so. What else do we have? Is that it?
I think so. We just had that meeting, so that's for new business, so that's.
Oh, yeah. We did a meeting with the Sibley residents that they wanted, and they just kinda talked about what they would like to see done at Sibley. So obviously their furniture in their hallways and in the common rooms needs to be addressed. They'd like the hallways painted and the common rooms. Lori here has been shampooing all the carpets for us. And along with that, we have discovered that the janitor closet on the second floor has a leak in the drain, so when you dump everything in the drain from the second floor in the janitor's closet, it runs down the light fixture and onto the security system.
Oh, on the
and
security system too?
Closet down below.
Oh,
So,
that's terrible.
it sounds like it was a known problem, but instead of fixing it, we just decided that, actually, I have found 3 or 4 janitor closets now that we can't use the sinks in or the drains in because there's plumbing issues. One I know leaks into Vance's room in this building, one leaks into that hallway up there, and then there's a couple other ones Steph said that she's just been told she can't use, so I don't know what the problem is, so we'll
Well,
look
those
into
tub
that too.
rooms too,
Hmm?
the tub rooms leak
Oh, yes,
too.
yes.
Do you use the tub rooms?
I-
Are they usable?
I don't-
I've always known them to be
I
locked.
went in there and, yeah, I didn't, I wouldn't use it personally.
No, but aren't those doors locked
Yes, they
traditionally?
are,
Yeah.
and I don't think the keys, we don't have a key for it.
Mhm.
Okay.
So that's the other thing, is just trying to figure out all the different plumbing. I have never in my life dealt with so much water in the summer. I'm really scared for winter. But yes, so hopefully we can figure out some of these drains, and then we can work on continuing to clean the carpets on the second floor. Right now, there's just no place to dump the dirty water, and so we have to figure that out, and then we'll continue with that.
Where does the maintenance person empty the water? The woman or the
She
cleaning
doesn't
service?
shampoo the carpets.
Oh, I know, but
She, on the first floor, I think out by
Yeah.
the back dumpster,
Yeah.
that's where her room is.
Yeah,
okay.
All the way on the other side of the building,
yeah,
you know, and so, first floor, it wasn't bad, cause they got the bathrooms, I was just dumping in the toilet. But I only hauled all the way down my hall, into my toilet, on the second floor, you know. So, first floor, I could continue to clean that, I
Mhm.
just need to,
I think
Extract the bag.
that situation needs to be remedied.
so I think that carpet should just be ripped out.
Well, if we had more money, it'd be easy to do. I mean,
Right.
we're
That's
spending a
on
lot
the
of money.
list, that's on.
How about if we
Mhm.
paint it?
and so we have also something new that we have found, so if you are over the age of 18 and you don't have any disabilities and you're under the age of 65, so between 18 and 65, 62, and you are eligible for community service if you don't work more than 20 hours a week. And that is actually a HUD requirement that you do 8 hours a month of community service, if you fit into the category. So we do have a few tenants that fit into that category that have never been required to do community service, so we have now enforced that, and we've given them the job of, they could pick if they wanted to shampoo carpets, wash walls, or clean the stairwells and the common areas in the different buildings. So we've been starting that, so that if, once the walls and stuff get cleaned, then we can work on trying to paint them. And we did put a note up in there, they took everything down out of the hallways, all the pictures, all the stuff that they had taped to the walls in random areas. All of that is off the walls, which is great, so they're ready to just be cleaned, and so we're trying to get that area cleaned up. as best as we can without having to hire a bunch of contractors to come in and do it, so. Mhm.
Thank you, very good, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's just amazing, that, like I said, I've been on here for 14 years, and first time I've heard that,
I never heard it.
I never heard
that
of
they
it.
have to do community service.
Yeah, it is actually one thing that if you do not do 96 hours a year, it automatically terminates your lease when it is up.
Oh,
Wow,
that makes sense.
good knowledge. Thank you, bringing it to
So,
the
not saying
table.
that that's where we're headed, but we're just trying to give people that option of different things that they can do. And we've given them multiple options. They had the option to, Harold's been working with Harold and Troy at the city. They drop off garbage bags and safety vests and stuff and give us different areas that they can go pick up garbage, and then the city staff goes there and cleans up the bags when they're done.
The food shelf.
The food shelf is another one. We've talked with the library and the community center,
Oh,
right?
the senior center.
Senior center,
Yeah.
senior center. And so we've been trying just to give them some different ideas. And it's nice if it's stuff that they can do in their buildings, cause then they don't, if they don't have a car or whatever, we don't have to worry about transportation. They can do stuff right in their buildings for HRA, so that's kind of been a good option as well.
So then are you gonna do like, they gotta pick a day and a time, or how, okay.
Yep, and then we keep track. We have a log that goes in their files that we keep track of to make sure
Nice, I
that,
love this idea.
so. It's not my idea, it's just
It's
something
just
that
never been
I'm
brought
told I
to
have
us.
to
Well, I mean,
enforce.
it's awesome though, I mean,
So, yeah,
Okay, okay,
alright, that's all I have.
okay, thank you. Okay, we'll go back now to committee reports. And, Sibley, is there someone from Sibley? Okay,
yes I am.
okay. Do a report?
Oh, no, other than I shampooed the carpet.
Thank you very
Yeah.
much, thank you.
Oh,
Okay,
actually, I do have one question.
Okay.
Yes, Lori.
You guys have internet here? Can we not get internet at Sibley in the community room?
I think we took it out of there for a reason, I just don't remember what the reason was. Didn't we, Mark?
Yes, we did.
And I think we told them that everybody can get their own, to their own apartment.
There was some improper usage being conducted on it. And that's why we
I think it was
That's
you.
right.
Well, here they had that, they were Dennis and,
okay.
I can look into it.
Okay, great.
thank you.
Pioneer Club?
Okay, we have, 170, or $110 in the bank. We are having a Sloppy Joe luncheon, which is Friday noon. I had ordered Halloween bags and Halloween little trinkets for Halloweeners. Fill them with candy, send them out. We're gonna be doing that on the first, I think, 30th or 31st before.
Do you have a lot of visitors?
We usually have around 12 to 15. So I usually make up about 15 bags. Nothing is left over.
Very nice.
I got the bags and stuff off of Temu, or Temu, or whatever, and I get them real cheap. Actually, I got the bags free. It's credit.
Okay, that's cheap.
Now you're talking my language.
Yeah.
Free is for me.
Okay. Thank you.
Their club has been very active. Hopefully we'll get the Sibley Club back to active. Pioneer Club has been doing stuff. Well, the
Okay.
people in Pioneer have been trying to do stuff at least once a week, if not every other week, whether it's movies in here or different activities. So it's been good to see. It's been good to see. There's been a lot of people in the common room, which is nice.
Townhouses, I see some residents, or do we have residents?
No.
These are all Pioneer
Yep.
residents, okay. All right, well, now, I'm just trying to figure out this Ely blowing and mowing
Oh, so
invoice.
that's the plowing so that was the only bid we got for the plowing for, this year, for the townhomes.
Okay.
So that's just FYI that that's all we got, so that'll be,
Is he going to submit something for, does he do Pioneer, or
we do our own.
you do know? So
Yep,
this
the
is-
only one that we do in the winter, the only one he does is the townhomes in the winter.
Okay, is there a motion to accept this bid, this proposal?
I don't think anybody else has seen it. Is it in there?
It's in the
It's in your
packet.
Okay, there it is, last page, okay. And that's per time, no matter if it's a half inch or whether it's 2 feet?
Mhm. Mhm.
Can I ask what it was last year?
You can ask, I don't have the answer for you.
I move we postpone it till the next meeting and find out what last year's was.
Okay.
I'll second that.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we'll move this forward, and then we have,
So that was something I
Are you
found
familiar with this?
for the budget that supposedly you guys looked at in March.
Mhm.
Sounds familiar?
And then there was supposed to be a 45-day comment period that I don't know if that ever
I don't
happened.
think that happened.
No,
Okay,
Okay. Are you familiar with this?
I don't know.
so as long as it's, yep, then I'll start the 45-day comment period today, and then 45 days from today we'll submit it.
Okay. And you've attached the 5-year plan?
That's what, yep, that was all that Joe had and said that you guys had looked at it in March.
mhm.
I found some sticky notes on my desk. And then it needed to go, so suppose that you guys saw this in March.
Yes.
Okay, okay.
Okay, well, I think we've taken care of all the old business, new business bills. Have the opportunity to meet with the committees and call this meeting to adjourn.
I got one question.
Okay,
I heard something that we got turned down on our proposed public housing at the other end of town. Based on that scenario, I assume that our so-called down payment never left our bank account.
Correct.
And number two, I assume that the money we paid for that survey from whoever is, we don't get back. $4,200, remember, for that survey for needs? I assume that that's money down the drain.
That housing study?
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm sure it's going on the drain.
it's
yeah.
down. You know, it's
okay.
gone.
But can we use that money to help us in the, we were 1 million homes that we had set aside?
Because it's in which account?
Cause it wasn't under, public housing, it was gonna go with the townhomes.
Okay.
We're hoping for an update on why we didn't get that apartment building. So, waiting to hear. Those,
How many units were gonna be in that? Was it 24 or 32?
I think 32.
Was that gonna be by that Oasis Church?
Right to the south, to the west, you know,
Between
where,
those Oasis and Sibley?
yes,
Okay.
they graded it, cleaned it up.
Well, I looked at Zillow yesterday, there were not supposedly 32 available jobs in this town that people could take if they could get housing.
when's the next meeting, Jennifer?
Oh, November the, I just saw that, 12th, here at Pioneer at 10 o'clock.
Pretty good.
Good meeting.
Mhm.
Gals.
And you calling it to an end?
Yes.